But it wasn't a stone, it was an egg. And when it cracked, Glacian's shadow was born.
Turns out shadow lions eat something a bit more energetic. They eat charcoal.
By day 15, Shadow doubled in size. He was now the size of a medium dog.
The bear charged, but Shadow was faster. He moved like a glitch in reality.
They surrounded the peak with electric nets and tranquilizer darts. Fauji nets lekar Shadow Lion ko gher lete hain.
He's out there now, living in the shadows between our world and his. This is a baby shadow lion, and this is him all grown up, becoming the king of the darkness.
Today, I'm simulating what it would be like to raise this mythical beast as a pet. It all started when I found a strange glowing obsidian stone in my backyard.
But it wasn't a stone, it was an egg. And when it cracked, Glacian's shadow was born.
At this stage, he's only the size of a small kitten. Soft fur, but his skin feels like warm rock.
I tried feeding him normal cat food, but he didn't even sniff it.
The most unique thing about him, these glowing blue veins that pulse with every heartbeat.
Turns out shadow lions eat something a bit more energetic. They eat charcoal.
After eating, he was full of energy. He started running around, leaving tiny smoke trails.
By day 15, Shadow doubled in size. He was now the size of a medium dog.
I kept the lights low and added purple heat lamps to mimic his natural environment.
Since he's a creature of shadow, I had to build him a special dark habitat.
His roar wasn't a normal roar. It sounded like vibrating metal.
I decided to take him to the park, but I had to keep him in the shadows.
He's a predator of the night, so we only went out after the sun went down.
One night, we ran into a stray dog. I was worried Shadow would attack. But Shadow didn't even move. He just stared with those haunting white eyes. The dog stopped instantly, whimpering, and ran away. Shadow was already the alpha.
By day 40, he was too big for the house. Every time he walked, he left scorch marks on the carpet.
I had to move him to an abandoned warehouse where he could have more space.
I brought him large chunks of raw meat. पर इशारे कोने में बैठा है, सिर्फ उसकी नीली लकीरें नजर आ रही हैं.
One day, a group of urban explorers snuck into the warehouse. They had no idea he was there. Shadow didn't like intruders. He let out a low growl that shook the entire building.
They ran out screaming, thinking the place was haunted. Little did they know, it was
Before they could even realize दूसरे साइड से तीसरे साइड तक के सिर्फ नीली लकीरें दिखती हैं.
By day 70, Shadow was no longer a pet. He was a beast. His strength was incredible. He could jump 20 feet in the air without trying. But the warehouse was becoming a cage. He wanted the wild.
I decided to take him to the deep mountains, far away from people.
The mountain air made him stronger. He finally felt at home. But the local wildlife wasn't happy about the new king. The bear charged, but Shadow was faster. He moved like a glitch in reality. He didn't kill the bear.
The bear bowed his head and backed away. Shadow was now the king of the mountain.
But then, the government found out. They saw satellite images of a black anomaly.
They sent a special task force to capture him. I tried to warn them.
They surrounded the peak with electric nets and tranquilizer darts. Fauji nets lekar Shadow Lion ko gher lete hain.
Shadow didn't panic. He looked at me one last time with those white eyes. Then, he did something I'll never forget. He absorbed the shadows around him.
The soldiers couldn't see anything. All they heard was the sound of metal breaking.
When the smoke cleared, the soldiers were gone, and so was Shadow.
I thought I had lost him forever, until I went back to where it all started.
There, in the middle of the night, I saw a familiar blue glow.
He didn't come back as a pet. He came back to say goodbye.
He's out there now, living in the shadows between our world and his.
If you ever see a glowing blue light in the dark forest, don't be afraid.
It's just the king watching over his territory. Subscribe for more mythical simulations.